Well, thank you. We recently received a request from Moscow Art Theater 2 for an exception to our rental policy, our facility rental policy, to use the stage in East City Park for an extended period of time. The policy is that you get to use it once per month, and this would be any of our facilities, and that's to prevent any one person or organization from monopolizing our facilities and giving opportunities for other organizations or people to rent the facilities. They are paying for this, or their request, they would be paying for this just like any other renter. We looked at the rental or the time frame that they want. Presently, there had been no requests for those particular days. We went back through the record from last year, and each of the Saturdays through that time period, there had been other rentals, as well as a few rentals during the week that they had requested too. Originally, the request was for 27 days. Since then, and I've updated your packets, the request was whittled down to 14 days. And I put the times on there so you can see that it's not all of them are for entire days. And talking to the requestor, that during those times that they do not have it rented, that it would be open to the public for other rentals or just general use. They do break down their, or they would break down their whatever you call it, the props each day, so that would also not be an issue. Staff did not have an issue with this, other than just that it goes against the policy. Just yesterday, we did receive another request, and it was one of the renters from last year who is requesting ongoing use of the facility as well. They're not related as far as the types. One is for dance and the other one is theater. And so anyway, it just goes to show you that, I mean, this stuff does happen. The policy does work. This is, at least initially, an anomaly. It was kind of an emergency for them to have a place. Talking to the applicant, this isn't necessarily a one-time request, though, so you could see this again next year if they decide they like it. And so not a judgment, just throwing the facts out there, and here for questions if you have any. Plus we have Dave Harlan here to also answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Dwight. It looks like Dan's going to start. Go ahead.
Dwight, is there any plans for this year as far as moving the stage, and when will the old restrooms be demolished?
The restrooms should be demolished later on this summer, but the stage itself will stay there until such time we have funding and also a decision on what exactly it is that we want for a new stage.
So it'll be able to stand free as after the restroom's been taken out?
That'll be part of the demolition, is to shore that up and make sure that it will withstand by itself.
Okay. Anything else, Dan?
No.
Walter?
Dwight, I heard this at committee, but I don't remember the answer, and you indicated that there was some reason why they have moved out of the silo over to the park this summer.
As I understood it, it's renovation work, so they were unable to use it.
Okay. And then you said something, if I may, I believe about it may be a recurring subsequent summer request, or do they plan to go back to the silo?
Well, I don't know that they actually
Maybe the proposer's better suited to answer than you, or I don't
Sure.
know.
I did ask the question, that exact question, and he said, well, they need to see how it goes, and that it's not necessarily a one-time request. It's what the stage is there for. It's what they do, and an outdoor theater in Hamlet, Shakespeare is great. So anyway, I'd be happy to turn it over to you. Need to come up here if I has more to
This-
answer that.
Yeah, oh, did you have another
I'm gonna
question
have-
for Dwight? Yeah,
If I have one more for Dwight.
sure.
You indicated another organization has indicated they would like some type of similar arrangement or something?
Well, it's a dance. I don't know if it's called a troupe, but they put on dance, and they would like it ongoing. But I don't have exact dates. I just know that last year one of those dates was during this time frame on a Saturday. So
Okay, that's all I've got right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Harlan, would you like to add to that, please?
Simply wanted to say that it is our intention to go back into the silo. I do believe in the value of Shakespeare in the Park Theater in the park as a general principle in a park. Around the world, it's a fairly common thing. If you did a Google search for theater in the park or Shakespeare in the park, you'd find 1.4 million results on Google. So it's a fairly common thing. Our intention is to be back in the silo next summer.
But for this summer, 1.4 plus 1.
Exactly.
Okay, any questions? Oh, yes, Tim.
I don't have a question, but I am going to make a couple of comments. Personally, being a longtime Moscow resident, lifetime for that matter, I have been around East City Park all my life. I love the fact that the park is there and that the stage can be used. I've seen productions of Shakespeare on the University of Idaho campus outside. I think this is a great opportunity. And by the way, citizenry, it's a free opportunity to see some Shakespeare in the park, East City Park, if this goes through.
With a $10 suggested donation or something like that, is that
Yeah,
right?
you can make a contribution, again, if this proceeds, as I hope it will, toward the organization. The Moscow Arts Commission discussed this at their last meeting and was in 100% support, even supported the longer period of time. It's nice to see you've come back understanding the entanglements of city facilities and their use by the public as a whole. So I thank you for that. I know there's a letter from the Moscow Arts Commission that perhaps should be entered into this discussion, but I wholeheartedly support your request and will vote accordingly.